Hey there friends, it's Marie here for Tonic Studios, and I'm going to be making a card today using the Cookies and Milk Stamp Club release from Tonic Studios. Now there are so many fun stamps and dies in this stamp club release for this month, and I'm going to show you some of these stamps, some of these dies, and we're going to make a card together. Alright, so this month the Stamp Club theme, or the Stamp Club stamp and die set, is this Cookies and Milk set. And I've got all of these images colored here so that you can see them a little bit better. I've cut them out with the coordinating dies that you also get from the Stamp Club, and I'll show you a little bit more about those dies. But I wanted to give you a look at this stamp set real quick, and then we're going to make a card together. So this stamp set is all the cookies and milk themed things. It's so cute. You've got some chocolate chip cookies here. You've got some cookies that are frosted and decorated. I've gone ahead and I've colored them in Christmas colors because I thought, you know, Christmas is coming up and we love Christmas cookies. Maybe you're trying to plan a Christmas cookie exchange party or something. These would be really fun to slap on an invite or a card or a tag to say thank you for an event like that. Or you can just use this all year round. They've got so many just general images with sentiments that you can mix and match to make it go for almost any occasion. So they've got sorry you're feeling crummy, you bake the world a better place. And they've got without you I, and then you can pair that with crumble. That's just how I crumble. You can put it like that way. Bake it easy. They've got your one, and then you could pair it with tough cookie or smart cookie or cool cookie. It's got we go together like milk and cookies. So there are so many fun sentiments on here that are just playful and punny, and you can use them on lots of different cards. So I love this stamp set for this stamp club. I think it's really fun to color. I've gone ahead and colored all of these with my Nuvo alcohol markers, and I think that was really fun. So I had fun coloring all of these images, but they also come with the coordinating dies. So I've got a lot of dies off of this sheet right now because I used them to cut out all of those images. So there are more than what you're just seeing here. I'll just take these over here, put them next to me. They've all got some washi tape on them because I like to tape my dies onto my paper and then run them through my die cutting machine so that they stay in place. And I typically just leave that tape right on there so I can use them again. So here are all the dies you get. I know it looks like a mess, but these coordinate with the stamp set. So you can cut out that straw, you can cut out the glass, you can cut out the milk jug, and all of the cookies. Now, along with those coordinating dies, you get more dies. Now, these aren't just coordinating dies. These can do things on their own. So you get this die that kind of shows you the oven mitts. I thought those were really cute. You've got this cookie jar that cuts out the outside of the cookie jar, but it can also cut out the inside, and then you can be left with this little outline, and then you could fill it with cookies if you put some acetate behind there, make a little shaker card with this cookie jar. I think that would be really cute. Cuts out the straw, and these little dies, they look like little cookie cutters, so I've actually cut them out twice with two different pieces of paper. And I thought it would be really cute if you just layered them together and you're given a little drop shadow behind there to make it look a little more dimensional. I thought that was really fun. Now also, they have this sort of rounded square piece that I thought looked like you could make an oven out of it. And then I noticed they give you an oven knob. So there's this little circle here with the knob kind of piece that you can layer together and make some little knobs for your oven. So I thought, let's go ahead and make a card today, a card that looks like an oven, and let's put some of our cookies in it. So I've got a few of my pieces already cut out and colored and stamped, and we're just going to assemble this oven baking cookie card together, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. Before we get into that, I did want to give you a few ideas on some other cards that I've made with this set. You can just go ahead and color and make some super cute and fun and easy cards. Now, like I mentioned, Christmas is coming up and we love Christmas cookies, so I give this simple card a little bit of a Christmas cookie feel by adding some plaid cardstock behind there. But you don't even have to do that. You can use any kind of cardstock you want and make this just a card for every day. It says, hope you're or sorry, you're feeling crummy. And then I just put some of these cookies up here. I thought that was really cute. A whole one with a bite in it, and then one with just a little crumb. I thought that went with the sentiment really well. And I made it in a mini slimline size, which is 3 inches by 6 inches. So if you cut a 6 by 6 square of cardstock and fold it in half, you get a mini slimline. And then you can just layer it up with all your pieces on the front. And then I made this one. This is a typical A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I went ahead and I just loaded it up with all the chocolate chip cookies, milk, and the milk jug here, and I put "You Bake the World a Better Place." So it was really fun to color and add everything on top. And on this little milk glass here, I put a little bit of white Nuvo drops. So it gives it that shiny, glossy white look. So it looks like a glass of milk. And I stuck that little straw in there, and I think that was really fun and really cute. So those are a few cards that I've already made, and let's go ahead and use some of these dies and stamps and make an oven card. I have an idea in my head on an oven card, and let's just see if we can make it work. I have a few pieces of cardstock already cut out, and I'm going to layer them like this on my card. So I used that sort of roundish square, and I noticed I got a little bit of an ink smudge here on my card, but hopefully we can maybe cover that up. So I made this little square piece here that will layer on top of the other piece behind, which is an A2 size card size. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I also used the dies to cut out a few of these oven racks. So what I'm going to do is, in my mind, what I would like to do with this card is put a few oven racks on the inside, add a few of these cookies here, and then put a piece of acetate on here, pop it up with foam adhesive, and make it look like an oven. So I'm going to grab a piece of acetate and make a window here that makes it look like our oven door, and we're going to start assembling this card. So here is my piece of acetate. It's just a clear piece of plastic. I'm going to cut it out so that it fits on my oven door, and then I'm going to glue it down. All right, so I just kind of eyeballed this, measured it out, and I'm going to go ahead and glue it down with some liquid glue. And that's going to make the door to our oven. Now, if you don't have just a single sheet of acetate, you can use some kind of packaging. Use the packaging from your stamp set, use some packaging from junk mail or something you've bought, and just a clear piece of plastic will work. Even if you have page protectors, you could cut those up and make windows out of them. So I'm just using some liquid glue to go all the way around here, and I'm adding my window on the front. This is actually going to be the back side. I'm going to flip it over, and you're not going to see any of that glue or of those raw edges. If you get a little bit on your window, you can just go ahead and wipe it away. So I'm going to add this to the front of my card with some foam adhesive. Just want to see how that's going to look. But before I add it down, I want to glue these pieces, these little oven racks here, in place. So I want to get it in the right spot and kind of measure it out and put a little bit of glue on the background, on the back. Now this liquid glue is one of my favorites for card making. It doesn't warp your paper at all. And it has a really good hold, but it gives you a few minutes before it's completely dry, which is nice because then you can adjust your little pieces and make sure they're in the correct spot. So I just want to eyeball this a little bit and see if this is where I want it to go. Put it just about here. So there is one of my oven racks. I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out because I think it's going to be really cute. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this next one on here as well. All right, so I have both of my oven racks on my background. So when I put this in front, it's going to look like they're inside the oven. Now I'm going to pop this up on foam adhesive so that it's got a little bit of a dimension there. So I'm trying to decide if the cookies that I'm going to put in here, if I want to pop those up too, or just leave them flat. Maybe we'll just leave them flat on the rack. So there's one. Let's add a few cookies down here to the bottom. And I love that they give you different styles of cookies. So we have these here that look like they're sitting on a tray or on the oven rack, but they also give you the whole cookies and parts of the cookies to make it look like crumbles. So you've got a lot of different cookies here to work with. You've also got the ones that are frosted. So if you wanted to make a plate of frosted Christmas cookies, you could do that as well. So I'm really liking how that looks. Let's go ahead and put some foam adhesive on the back of our oven door, and then let's stick that on over our cookies. All right, so that's gonna go just about here. Looks like an oven. And if you wanted to, you could even make this a shaker card. I think that would be really cute. Let me see if I have any glitter or sequins that I can kind of throw in there to make it a glitter card. I don't want it to cover up the cookies too much. I still want those to be kind of the focus, but it might be kind of fun if we added a little something for this shaker card. Okay, so I've got some of these little circle bits. These are actually from Tonic and Nuvo. They're just like little sort of clear but colorful circle pieces, and I'm going to add just a little bit of these in here. Not a ton because I don't want it to overwhelm our cookies, but I gotta have a shaker card if I'm putting foam adhesive and all of that here with an acetate window. I think it's just perfect opportunity to add some shaker bits to this card and make it really fun and interactive. So I'm just going to throw a few of those in there, and I'm going to make sure that they are all sort of in the middle so that it doesn't interfere with my foam adhesive here. I'm going to peel off the backing and then just add those. All right, so the tricky part now is making sure I have it lined up before I stick it down. So I'm just kind of lining up the bottom and the sides, and I'm just going to press it down gently. And now I've got my cookies inside my oven. Now to finish it off, to make it look like an oven, I've got to take those oven knobs that I showed you from the set. So I've got them cut out here in my little dish. I like to do a lot of stamping and die cutting and then save all of the pieces in a dish so that when I want to make cards, I've got them all ready. I've got them prepped and I can just throw them onto cards and make multiple cards at once. So I've got all of these little knobs cut out here. I'm going to see what it looks like when I add them to my card. Thought I had another little circle piece. Now I can't find it. But I've also cut out the layering pieces here to make the oven knobs. And I'm just going to kind of tweak them a little bit so they're tilted here and there on my background. I need one more and I can't find it, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out another piece. I got my cardstock over here. All right, so I've got all of my dies here. I'm going to take this circle piece first and cut that out. I like to take some of my washi tape and tape it down so it stays in place while I'm running it through my die cutting machine. And so I've got the backing of my little oven knob here. So I can put my little circle die. Actually, I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to tape my circle die and my little knob piece together and run it through again. This time with my silver glitter paper from Nuvo, so that I can make the top layering piece for my oven knobs. Now I don't need to run this whole sheet of paper through my die cutting machine, so I'm just going to cut out this itty bitty square and just run that through. Make it a little bit easier. So I've got 4 little oven knobs here at the top. I'm going to kind of make them look like 2 and 2. And so that's really making it look like an oven. I think it's really cute. So let's go ahead and glue these pieces down. Oops. Now that I have the back piece on there, I'm going to layer the top piece of our oven knobs. I'm going to kind of tweak them so they each look like they're sort of turned in a different direction. So they're not all just straight up and down. It's going to give it a little bit more interest, look a little bit more interesting. And I think that is looking so super cute. So there is like my oven shaker card. It still needs a sentiment, and I'm thinking I also might want to add one of these little oven mitts here on the side. I think that's just so super cute. So I might go with the blue one, and I think I want to add that with some foam adhesive. So I'm going to grab some of my Craft Perfect little foam squares, add those to the back, pop it up on the front of the card. Now, I don't know about you, but I really like a lot of dimension on my cards. So I know I already have foam adhesive on my card base, but it doesn't bother me at all to put more foam adhesive on this little oven mitt. Sometimes I get 2 or 3 layers of foam adhesive on my cards because I just really love popping things up, making different heights, because I think that just adds to the interest of the card, makes it just pop out at you. So I think that's so super cute, so stinking cute. Now for the sentiment, let's look at our stamp set and see what we have. So I've got all of these images that I'm going to put back into my dish. I've got so many extra ones that I can make more cards just with all of the pieces that I've already cut and colored. I think the sentiment that says "bake it easy" would go really well with the whole theme of this card. So I'm going to probably just go ahead and stamp it right here. Now, normally, if I remember, it's always a good practice to stamp your sentiment first before adding foam adhesive and all of that. So we're going to see how this goes with me stamping it right here on the top. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my black ink and ink it up. And I'm actually going to stamp it a few times on some scratch paper and just get that stamp sort of primed. Sometimes the first or second time you stamp it, it doesn't look all that great, but once it gets a little bit of ink on there, and you stamp it, it's going to give you a better impression. So I want to stamp it a few times before I bring it to my card, just in case I mess it up. But you know what? It's just paper. So even if you mess it up, even if the sentiment doesn't look great, you can either just roll with it, or you can stamp the sentiment on a little piece of paper and glue that over the top. So it's okay. Even if it's not going to be perfect, it'll be okay. So I'm going to try to get this centered and just give it a good press down. I think that looks pretty good. I love that whole theme of the oven here with the little cookies inside. I think that's such a cute little card. Now you could go ahead and embellish it even more. There's little heart stamps in here. There's those chocolate chips. You could add maybe a cookie on top of the stove if you wanted to, something setting there. Maybe cookies and milk at the bottom. If you wanted to do that, I think that would look really cute. So lots of different things that you can do with this stamp set. You could layer some more cookies on the outside here. Just really cute. I think this stamp set for this month is so super cute, and I hope you like it too. So that is a quick and easy shaker card. Like I said, if you go ahead and you stamp and color and cut all of your images out and have them all ready to go, then you will have a whole dish of pieces that you can play with and make multiple cards at once. So just have fun cutting and coloring and doing all of the things. So I hope you enjoyed a look at the Stamp Club for this month, the cookies and milk set. I think it's really fun. I hope you liked making the shaker card with me. I think it's really cute that you can make this little oven, make it look like an oven with cookies inside. I think that's just an adorable shaker card. And there's also so many other things that you can do with this stamp and die set. So I hope you will enjoy it as much as I have. Make sure you like this video if you haven't already. Give it a comment. Tell me down below what you think about the stamps and the dies, what you think you would do with this set. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and tap that bell for notifications so you never miss another video from Tonic Studios. And if you end up making a card or you making something with these stamps and these dies, make sure you tag Tonic Studios because we always love to see what you are creating as well. So I hope you enjoy the Cookies and Milk Stamp Club for this month. And go ahead, get crafting, let us see what you're making, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.